when I look at the Bible and I look at the Quran, bro, I look at the Bible as the all truth, because it has things in there that, regardless of what anybody said right now, just in this timeline, bro, would not be able to fight against the Bible just by default. Because you got to remember, this is a book that's lasted for millions and millions of years. So this is why when I hear people try to debate the Bible, I'm just like, bro, like, there's no way these niggas can ever talk. They can't say anything about this, because this shit was the very beginning of mankind. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, people gonna still say whatever they gonna say. Oh, you know, Christians allowed the slaves, bro. The Bible didn't allow it. Mankind was already doing this behavior, so let's not act brand new. Like, oh yeah, oh, the Christian. No, bro. This shit's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Mankind had to find a way to get the labor, right? So, trust me, bro. There was people back then that, you know what I'm saying, had slaves and they didn't believe in God. So let's go ahead and cut that shit out the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Let's cut that shit out right now. And back then, the Bible said that, you know, if you're a slave, you should obey and respect your master. Yes, bro, that's how it was back then, bro. Because like I said, that's just how mankind had, you know, like as far as value. Yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it was back then, bro. If you was born back then in that time, bro, we wouldn't have a say on how this shit goes. It would have had been, you're born a peasant, nigga, you go over here and you gonna go break bricks, nigga. There is no, you're not gonna complain, nigga, unless you're gonna leave the kingdom. But where the fuck is you gonna go? You see what I'm saying? So when I hear the atheists and the Muslims or whatever, you know what I'm saying, try to talk about or critique the Bible, I'm just like, bro, y'all need to really listen to what y'all saying, bro. Because y'all aren't listening to yourself, right? So, like I said, bro, this is important because the world needs to understand the truth from the false. The false being that the deception is that the bad is the good and the good is the bad. That's the false. That's inverted thinking. That's a perverted thinking of God. When you turn good to evil and evil to good, bro, you have successfully created a perverted version of God, an evil version of God, which, as we know, as Satan or the devil, as many of you know, right? So this is real. Okay, you create a false image, this false character, right? And that's not really who he is. That's not who he is. God can't be evil by nature. There's already an evil counterpart. We already have somebody. You already have an adversary. Okay? We already have an adversary. So God can't be evil. It's against the nature of him. He can't, bro. You feel me? Because if God was evil, then we would all have to be evil just by default. And in the world under evil, well, I mean, who really wins in that case? Who really wins in that scenario, right? The whole world loses by default. The whole world crashes because everybody's evil. So when everybody's evil, nothing works, bro. So this is why I say, you know, everybody can sit around and act like they're going to be criminals and everything tomorrow, but you go ahead and start doing all the rioting and destroying your neighborhoods, and go ahead, bro. You're going to bring the punishment of, you know what I'm saying, of sin. You know what I'm saying? You might think, oh, it's a joke. No, it's not a joke, because, every time I think about Revelations, the 4 horsemen, and the prostitute and the beast and the dragon and the man of lawlessness and all these things, I always think about the 4 horsemen. The 4 horsemen is the closest thing you can get to the realness of reality, because the 4 horsemen, the Bible tells you the colors. It tells you the specific colors of these tribes of people. And if you guys don't know the color of the green horseman, it's the green, white, black, and red. And I told you guys, red is bloodshed. I think black is famine. White is pestilence. Green is disease. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I missed one or whatever, but obviously there y'all go. You know what I'm saying? Like, the 4 horsemen in the Bible it's no joking, laughing matter, because that shit is the real tribe of the people that are coming to destroy our nation. At least the banner that they carry, because the banner says it carries this, right? Pestilence, disease, bloodshed because they're gonna kill people. They're going to kill people like you and me, and they want to establish their own little thing, their own little Muslim whatever. And like I said, bro, I mean, look, let's be honest. Just outside of the Muslim thing, all right? At any day, anybody could die. Like, anytime, anything can happen to anybody. Life is unpredictable. I told you guys this multiple times. Expect the unexpected, because when you sit around acting like shit is sweet, and then when the fire and the flame come out, then niggas want to start acting like they know what the fuck going on. So this is why I said I'm not afraid of, you know what I'm saying, these types of people, because at the end of the day, bro, they bleed just like me. You know what I'm saying? If they could bleed, they could die too. Right? But at the end of the day, it's not about violence. It's not about any of that. I don't make violence my number one go-to. But at the end of the day, I still hold the power of this, you know what I'm saying, this God-given right to defend myself, to fight back. You know what I'm saying? If this was the wilderness, nigga, and you tried to run up on my establishment, nigga, I would have to kill you, bro. You feel me? Because like I said, then you tried to invade. You tried to intrude and invade in my space, in my home, or wherever it may be, bro. So you took it upon yourself, bro. And you crossed the boundaries. So now I have to take care of you. You see what I'm saying? And you know, this is just how nature is, bro. You feel me? Cause you're not just gonna let anybody just bust into your crib. If you got a wife and kids, bro, and someone breaks into your house, bro, think about what that really is, bro, and what they're trying to do. Think about what they really tried to do, what they're trying to do, and what they tried to do during that whole process. They tried to disturb your peace, yo. Niggas came and tried to destroy your peace. They tried to come and try to, you know what I'm saying, rain havoc in your place of dwelling, bro. That's an issue, bro. You feel me? So now we have to take care of you, bro. Burglaries and all that shit, we got to take care of you, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because burglaries and all that shit is not a joke, bro. So if you think doing crime is cool, that's all right, bro. We're just going to deal with you. It's simple, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about what you want to do, your life of crime, what your little record. We don't give a fuck, bro. We got enough bullets for everybody in this bitch. Okay? Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can feel however they want to feel about it. It doesn't really matter to me, because, you know, if you want to be a dumbass nigga, we could take you out of here tonight, today. You know what I'm saying? And this is only in the sense of if somebody is committing a crime, right? Not just going out there just doing, you know, no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm advocating for. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not advocating for killing. But only in the laws of justice, you know what I'm saying? In the eyes of the law. God is law. God is not law. God is law. Satan is lawlessness, right? Which is the equivalent to chaos and destruction, which humans can bring upon themselves, and they usually do. But as you can see, the powers are different. God isn't about destruction. Now he will destroy. He will destroy. But he won't do it he won't do it the same reason why Satan wants to do it. Satan wants to do it because he has actual hate, anger. You know what I'm saying? He's mad because he fell out of place with the angels. And so when you're the angels, bro, when you're an angel, bro, that's a whole different type of level of respect, bro. Like, you feel me? When you're an angel, bro, you're able to see things that we as humans would not be able to naturally see. So when you're an angel, bro, and you disobey God like that, bro, you have to remember, because us humans, God told us in the Bible that he says that we are his most prized possession. God says this in the Bible. He says that we are his most prized possession, bro. We are his number one creation, bro. If God says these things and it's true, if God says that we take on the image of him, then these things are true. Because when I look at other people, I see other people with 5 fingers. 5 fingers on both hands. You know what I'm saying? 10 in total. You know what I'm saying? 5 toes, 10 toes in total. 1 head, 1 chest, 2 legs. You know what I'm saying? 1 nose, 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, 1 mouth, 2 ears. You know what I'm saying? If you got hair. Right, we take on this unique design. And I think it's pretty dope. And I think it's pretty cool because you're not going to find this anywhere else on the universe. It's so strange and it's so unique because it makes you think like, wow, like when you really look at yourself, you look at your hands and everything, bro, you really like, bro, like this is crazy, bro. Like how you just able to move your hands and, you know, if we're made out of flesh, bro, we're made out of flesh. You know what I'm saying? We're not made out of rubber. We're not made out of plastic. We're not made out of metal. We're made out of this component called flesh, right? And I just think it's unique how we're built this way. Now, obviously, our bodies aren't, you know what I'm saying? We don't got Super Saiyan bodies. We don't got those bodies yet where, you know, we could withstand sickness and stuff like that. That's more promised in the next life, you know what I'm saying, where we don't have to worry about sickness and disease. Here on earth, on this earth, where all the shit has had, where everything has happened from the very beginning, I mean, this is the way it is for right now. You know, because of sin and because of evilness and because of the wickedness of men, you know, God had to bring charges down on, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we kind of did it to ourselves because, you know, just look, you know, for the most part, we are responsible for our own destruction. I believe that 100%. So that's why I say when we talk about nuclear war, I don't believe God's going to come down and throw meteorites on the nations. No, bro. That's what the whole point of the nuclear weapons are for, bro, because the nuclear weapons are just that alone. That is the fireballs. That is the fire of heaven. That is the wrath of God. That is everything combined in one. And obviously, this had to be created in the hands of humans, right? Humans came up with this idea of the nuclear bomb, right? So because we came up with this, the idea of the nuclear bomb, everybody got them. And these nuclear weapons could destroy the very, very existence of the earth that we live on and inhabit today, which is pretty crazy. So this is why I believe we are responsible for our own creation and our own destructions. All right, whether that means you are alive or whether that means you are deceased. If you are deceased, then and depending on what happened, because you know things happen, and like I said, bro, it's unexpected shit. The world never promised that it was gonna be easy, bro. So you know that's why I say, when I look at this stuff, bro, none of this stuff surprises me. I can't cry when somebody passes away. I mean, I'm not saying I can't, bro, but like I said, it's just, you know, I came to a point in my life where it's like, you know, like this is just how it has to be, you know what I'm saying? And death is only one time, you know what I'm saying? Bro, we only have to experience death one time, bro. After that, you know what I'm saying? There is no more death there is no more death, you know what I'm saying, after that, you know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then I'm okay with that, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know, here on earth, you know, it's a lot different, you know what I'm saying? We get sick, we get diseases, people pass away, you know what I'm saying? The life of war, you know what I'm saying? The death of people, you know what I'm saying? It's a sad world, you know what I'm saying? It's sad it got to be like that. But this is how it is for right now, you know what I'm saying? The world of lawlessness. I mean, not lawlessness, but in a sense, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even if the man of lawlessness is not here now, we as human beings create our own lawlessness in that sense, right? When you talk about the man of lawlessness, we usually think about the one world government. But think about it, bro. We all have this part of us, this lawlessness part of us, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of us. And we all hold this piece, you know, so it should make you think, You know, this is real shit, real game for y'all. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, you're not gonna find it anywhere else, y'all.